Before my dad went to be with the Lord, one of the things he told me is that I should be careful of my presentation, because my presentation determines people's perception, and how people perceive me determines how they will receive me. In other words, presentation determines what we call perception of the other people, and perception determines what we call reception. Welcome to my perspective. My name is Fred Makubuya. This episode will focus on the 5 core domains of life. Talk about the cognition, which is your ability to think and reason and solve problems. Talk about your feelings, stroke emotions. Talk about what we call your behaviors. Talk about the somatic, which is the physical. So this episode of my perspective will focus on those domains, because we think and believe that those are the cores that define who a real person is. And our center of focus will help us to understand and learn certain things, but it also helps us to unlearn certain things. It will also help us to relearn most of the things that have either a direct or indirect effect on our day-to-day function. My name is Fred Makubuya, and I am a clinical psychologist by profession. And of course, 80% of my time is occupied by listening to, call them friends, call them clients, who are going through very trying moments. Some of these people are affected by issues of grief. Some of these people are affected by issues of trauma. Some are going through what we call a believing moment. Some people are actually affected by, call them the disorders that affect our mental well-being. Now, my perspective will focus on some of those things that affect our day-to-day functioning, but most importantly, providing a solution on how best we can handle the different issues that affect our day-to-day function. Remember that our perception plays a very key and a fundamental role in helping us deal with the real issues that affect our lives on a day-to-day basis. And some of the core things that we are going to put emphasis this very year and moving forward. One of those could be the mental health issues that affect us. Now, when I talk about the mental health issues, these are the issues that affect us and in the long run disrupt our day-to-day functioning. Some of these could be disorders. Talk about the anxiety disorders. Talk about the depressive disorders. Talk about the attachment disorders, which we find in children, especially those that have not had the privilege to establish a relationship with their parents. Talk about the personality disorders. Talk about autism as a spectrum disorder. Now, the core mental health disorders that I've just alluded to, some of these affect our children, the ones that we stay with on a daily basis. Some of these affect the adolescents between the age of 10, 11 up to the age of 20 to 21 years of age. Some of the issues I have talked about affects the elders. And so my perspective as a program or as a series will come to address some of these core issues that affect our day-to-day functioning, the things that prevent us from thinking, the things that prevent us from reasoning, the things that prevent us from dealing with problems as they keep revolving on a daily basis is what we are going to put emphasis on. Look at the issues to do with personality. Many of us are struggling to establish what we call a desired personality. And when I talk about the personality, I basically mean the real you. What is it that you want? Who are you? What do you want? What do you want to achieve? What are the core issues that affect your personality, that in the long run, they affect your day-to-day functioning? That is exactly, as we begin this episode, those are some of the core issues that we are going to put a clear emphasis on. Now, my perspective will also drive deep into the career sector. I know many of us have many ambitions, many of us ambitious towards career guidance and development. But some of us do not know what exactly that we want. And so my perspective is a platform that will bring us to close on matters of career guidance and development. What is it that you want to achieve? What is it that you want to see happening? What sort of path do you want to take? And why do you want to take that particular kind of career? That is one of the other issues that my perspective will basically focus on. When you look at issues to do with mentorship, many of the people that we admire, both in this country called Uganda and those watching us globally, are people that have gone through the hands of the different people. Some of the medical doctors that we admire have actually gone through the hands of the medics. Some of the good teachers that we admire have actually walked through the hands of senior teachers. Some of the lawyers, some of the justices that you see have gone through the hands of people that have mentored them. In other words, when we walk through mentorship, when we walk through the hands of many other people, that is the foundation and the platform through which we can be helped to become the better versions of ourselves. And so as my perspective keeps revolving, one of the core areas that we'll put emphasis are issues to do with career, are issues to do with mentorship. Why do you need a mentor? Why do you need a coach? What sort of person should be in your life? Who exactly do you need? Who should guide you on which path that you'd want to take? My perspective will basically also drive into matters of mentorship, matters of coaching, because we think and believe for us to become the best versions of ourselves, we need such people to surround us as we continue to dealing with the issues that affect our day-to-day function. Talk about the health. If we are going to become better people in all the things that we do, if there are core areas that we must put emphasis on, these are cores of health. Let me tell you that one of the reasons that cause us to live a life of worries, one of the reasons that keeps us walking into the life of worries, problem after problem, is that we don't take care of our health. So one of the core issues that my perspective is going to focus on are issues of health. What is it that you should do to make sure that you live a life that pleases you? What is it that you are supposed to do to live a life that will make you well? Because we think that it is only a healthy mind that is able to function. And remember, all these issues that I am alluding to, these are issues that affect the 5 core domains that I talked about: the cognition, the thoughts, the feelings, call them emotions, talk about what we call the somatic, which is actually the physical, and then the behavior. And so one of the issues that should help us to address those 5 core domains so that we are able to live a life of momentum are the health issues. Do you know that not every illness requires medication? Maybe if you went through and read through what we call the biomedical model, of course, which my brothers and sisters, the medics, actually apply, it will tell you that yes, diseases come from anywhere, get into your body and you get affected. But of course, if you read the other models of the biopsychosocial model, you'll be able to realize that yes, some diseases requires medication, but there are those others that do not require what we call medication. What do those other diseases mean, or illness, is what exactly this program intends to address. So the issues of health are very critical issues that my program entitled My Perspective is actually going to focus on. Talk about the skills for you to survive in the present situation. I am told by one of the lecturers in one of the universities that for you to survive in the present situation, in the current moment, you must be versatile. And so my perspective is a program that is going to address the issues of skills. What sort of skills do you need for you to survive in the day-to-day present? Are they communication skills? Are they social skills? Are they emotional intelligence skills? Are they oratory skills? What sort of skills do you need for you to survive in the present situation? And so my perspective is going to focus on what are some of the skills that you need in order to be able to survive in the present situation. Are they validation skills? Are they empathetic skills? Are they communication skills? So what skills do you need as a person, as a father, as a mother, as a child, as an adolescent, as a leader from the different areas of life?